Welcome, guys, to my Bachelorette After the Rose recap. Yes, it's the final episode of Charity Lawson, season 25. Oh, guys, I can't believe it. 8 episodes plus mental all. That was like a nothing. Uh,
I think it's the perfect length. I think
yeah,
it's a really good length.
it was.
I wasn't like, okay, another week. Like, oh, they're coming back. Like it wasn't. It just didn't drag on at all. I think they found the sweet spot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it was
yeah.
good too. I think she was saying that the mental law was nothing. Like that was nothing.
I don't necessarily need the mental all, but
Me
like,
neither. Me neither.
I was just like, mental was like literally. Mm.
The Braden, the whatever show is his name.
Yeah.
Braylon.
It was literally nah. It didn't. I don't like Braden, so I think that's what it is. Because like even I was listening to like Game of Roses, and they're just like praising him, and um,
I
and
mean,
I'm
I
just like,
don't dislike him as much as maybe you do, but like I can
Yeah.
see how he's annoying and he's just kind of takes a lot of the attention and he was not I don't think he was there to date
And he's not
Charity.
serious, right?
It's just like it's just a bit of a time waster, but it was okay. Like there's been a lot of other people that I couldn't stand a lot more that were in his kind of role and position. Like, imagine it was Sean. How annoying. That would be annoying,
yeah.
right?
But then it's like, side note, Rachel, her picker is so off. She would go for the guy who likes attention, knowing that she likes attention.
But you know, she's going to go for somebody that is not meant for her because he's an Aries and she's a damn Pisces, and that is not the match. I know he's exciting and like woo, like he's so manly and like I don't know, just takes action and does things, fire. But like she would never be able to tame him, and she'll just be like crying all the time. She can't contain that man. No way.
And I do think like even with this episode, like, they threw everything and its mother in there, and I was just like, okay, like on top of like the emotions that they were trying to like invoke on us.
They were invoking them. They were her mom and the way she acted towards Joey versus Dotton. They were invoking those emotions on me. I was getting scared. I was like, what is going on? What is going on?
Yeah, I need to unpack that whole thing because
yeah.
I need to get there. Let's get there.
Yes. So
I have
we
so much to say.
begin. We are live from LA. We see Jessie walking to the couch. She's ready to go. Something happened that never happened before. And I'm like, do we believe you?
I
I
get
don't
sick of him
believe
saying
you.
that.
Don't
But
say
I
that.
had to say that when I was watching him in the Men Tell All and in this finale,
Mhm.
I think he's made the transition for me to enjoy him as the host and accept him as the host and not think about Chris Harrison. Like, not that like Chris Harrison was amazing, but he was there for a lot of it. And so just his style was what I was used to.
Yeah.
I think that I've already forgot about Chris Harrison and now I just accept Jessie as the host now.
Oh,
completely.
yeah.
I will say this. I like Jessie. I don't have a problem with him. I don't feel like he's as I don't want to say gory, sleazy. I don't feel like he's as sleazy as Chris Harrison has gotten over the years. Maybe he'll get there, but I feel like he cares a lot more than Chris
I think
Harrison.
it's because he's maybe a little bit younger. Maybe that could be why.
Yeah.
And he also was the Bachelor, so he has a little bit more empathy and like understanding of the situation.
I think so too, because I liked him when he was the Bachelor.
I remember his season, but I probably did. He's Canadian, right?
Hey, Tipu. Yeah, I liked him when he was the Bachelor. And if I remember, I think was he the one where he had to pick there was like his winner pick was first and his non-winner pick was second, and I felt like he navigated that good. But I liked Jessie then. I like Jessie now. I think he was a good choice if you were going to do what they did. I still feel it's unfortunate that they couldn't find a female host, maybe for the Bachelorette or maybe for the Bachelor, but this is what they want, and I don't mind Jesse. He makes like even like the stuff he pops up in, like that whole thing with the stupid
Bigfoot or whatever.
yeah.
You like that?
The Yeti.
That's how he gets you. He's turning you on, Tamika.
No,
You like furries?
It's funny.
Furry?
Like I feel like it's more down to earth than what we were getting.
Yeah.
Like Chris Harrison at some point started phoning it in.
Right. Well, he did.
Yeah,
I think he was a little bit.
He was disingenuous. I believed him. Even when you see Jesse doing his sports commentating, it comes across as a nice guy, knowledgeable. Even when he's talking about the athletes and they get in trouble, he always shows compassion.
He's an athlete.
It's never dialed in.
Right. But that's what we're saying. Because he was the Bachelor, he can be more down to earth because he understands the position that these people are in.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with you both. I do think though that Chris Harrison, he was not phoning it in, but I like kind of not taking himself too seriously with Tayshia. Remember when he kept on showing up on Tayshia's date with Zach and like that gag? I'm like, it's stupid, but like he was kind of making fun of himself a little bit.
Yeah. But he says this episode is going to be emotional and heartwarming, but also heartbreaking. I didn't find it so heartbreaking, but that's just me. Okay. But
one
the new
tear for the new Bachelor.
Not one tear.
Not one.
I'm sorry. Nothing.
I didn't feel it.
Nothing. But the new Bachelor is here, and someone will be dating him from the audience. And I'm going to tell you this, guys. Nearly every single time, I think after the first time, nearly every single time after that, I fast forward through all those people in the audience. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they could have kept that part.
Well, or like, I don't know if you watched Dear Shandy this week, but like, no, I agree with their suggestion. Or like, they should have had the whole audience be women that wanted to go on the show and like do some little like dumb Bachelor like game show competition to like win a spot to be on the next show. Like maybe everybody in the audience applied. And they're at like the semifinals, and then like they have like kind of like a lottery or like of games that they play, and they get to be on the show. Like that would be fun. I
thought that's what they were going to do. Personally, I thought that's what they were going to do. I thought they were going to say, "This is this person," and then it's going to be like, all of you guys are the ones that are going to be on the show. This is your cast, Joey. And that's not what they did. Instead, the literal first one who I thought was going to be
so too.
And when they said her name, and they said she was from Hawaii, I said, so Joey's the Bachelor, and she's going on the show.
Yeah. I didn't understand like why they need to have two people. Right. Unless there was more and I fast forward through more. But
they tried to tell us that the other girls that were. Now, why would they be in Bachelor in Paradise and you're showing them as a duo, saying it could be one of them too?
No.
It was just whack.
And they're like looking at him like, that's not happening. Like that sounds weird. Like we're all back. It's just like, so stupid. It was stupid. But yeah, so we do head back to Fiji, and Aaron is still here.
I was like, who? In my head, I was like, who? Oh, right, Aaron.
And I'm just like, Aaron is still here. Why? And again, we get like the.
What about how Joey looked? Don tried to stay focused in that, but you saw how Joey was like.
Yeah, that was at that was at the rose ceremony.
That's not Xavier.
But this is the beginning. Like he's still there. Charity's still talking about like we left off literally at this piece where she's like, I'm in love with Joey. I'm very much in love with Danton, and I could see myself as the wife, mother of his kids, though, and how he made me feel was really good. And I do feel like she's being genuine in this because I do feel like that is the relationship she was starting to build with Aaron B. I think we said that in
there.
Yeah, I think that's where we were in the beginning because even when all that stuff happened with Brayden, he's the one that consoled her. But I feel like there was just a point where he like became her friend and confidant rather than like, because even on this
he wasted his time talking about Brayden when he could be forming a connection that would allow him not to have to get on a plane to be in Fiji, or that's where they were, right? He would actually just have been invited there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so I think that he self-sabotaged by going for the low-hanging fruit being Brayden instead of like actually taking all the time that he could to
connect with Charity, because
like they only get like 20 minutes. Like, you're gonna spend that 20 minutes talking about Brayden, spend that 20 minutes connecting with the woman that you're supposed to be dating.
Right.
And he also was not doing the little gestures when Dalton or Xavier or the other people, when they had time with her, like, Xavier, I made you this, Dalton, like bringing his picture, doing this, doing that. He wasn't doing that. He was relying on that first date, and it was just like, we have a connection, and that's just that on that. You know what I mean?
It was, and I do. That's what I'm saying. I did see the connection. I understand her feelings towards him, and I'm not discounting them. Like, I think some people thought that like she was too much in the process, and she was just like making. But I don't feel that way. I do feel like she felt like they had like a really the beginnings of something big. But again, I agree with what you're saying. It's like he allowed other people to build a bigger connection, like take bigger steps to get their connection quicker than his. And we see it even here. She asked him to stay. She asked him to stay for dinner and hang out in her room, so he's not getting like a real date. And they hug and they do kiss, and she says she's kind of doing like a reset. But even when they sat in the room and talked, it's again her talking about her journey with these other people. It wasn't really about their connection and how, you know, it was just she has a lot of insecurities that maybe she messed up. And so you just kind of get it that she's just trying to find out if she did the wrong thing, and she did the right thing by letting him go.
I think she just wanted to appease the producers. They're like, hey, we're bringing him back because you let Xavier go too soon. So we need a third person at this rose ceremony, and this will be the most impactful. To be honest, I think she's probably like, I don't want to keep him. I sent him away already.
Right. But this is the only thing that pissed me off is she says she knew after that date that, yeah, he was not the one. Okay. Then we get to the rose ceremony. And at the rose ceremony, as you said, Joey walks in, Dalton walks in, Aaron walks in, Joey is so freaking out. Dalton is daunted. Dalton is literally
he's trying to look straight, but he's sweating so hard.
He's sweating from the feet. Listen, the man looked good. He was in powder blue.
They do the black people dirty because like it's hot and like we have dark skin, so we attract the heat more, and the heat comes to us more. It doesn't just like bounce off. And so like I get I'm so sweaty. I get sweaty so easily. I would never be wearing a good dark suit in the middle of Fiji. Yeah. Like I would be so sweaty. Like literally like sweat would be like running down my face.
Yeah.
Like
I think somebody said that. Who was it? Oh my God, I forget who. Somebody said if he blinked, the sweat would have poured into his eyes. And
that happens to me sometimes, and then it's salty and my eyes burn.
No. Oh my God. So we do see this, and then he's so confused, and they then proceed with the rose. Like there wasn't even really a conversation
about it. She didn't say anything to them.
Nothing. And so then
she started handing out the first rose.
Joey's probably like, I don't want to feel like I'm being racist right now, but that's not Xavier, right?
I know that's what he was thinking. I know I think they all look alike, but I know for sure that is not Xavier.
So she hands the rose to Joey and then stops the ceremony, and I got pissed.
I mean, that's the drama that the producers wanted, right? Because
this was clearly producer led, and I was so pissed for Dalton. It was unfair, and I feel like they kept doing like all season. I feel like they kept trying to do things to him to make him like wild out, like like go off. Like
whatever other examples would you consider?
Just the marathon thing and making him put on the skirts and all that stuff. They kept trying to push the boundaries and norms of what masculinity looks like for a black guy, and every single time I feel like Dalton met whatever they were throwing at him, including in this rose ceremony, because he was and like so much so she asked Aaron to go outside. And he steps outside, and we know that she's going to send him home. We knew that she was not keeping this man. And she literally realized she does not regret sending him home the first time, that this was the right thing that she needed to do. And she walks him to the car. But meanwhile, in there, Joey is like freaking out. And I'm like, how are you freaking out, Joey? You have the rose.
I think he's leaving. Like, Doc isn't saying anything, but Joey is like, I got to keep my big eye on what is going on here.
He's like, I think you're good. I don't think he's coming back. And Doc is just there like, cool. Like, and she comes back and finally addresses Dalton and Joey.
How long do you think that took?
I don't even
30
know.
minutes. You know they drawn it out because
I thought it was gonna be longer.
But this time the sweat is pouring on Dalton, so it had to be a while.
Just standing there
because they even let him wipe the sweat a little bit, because you saw like them come back and a little sweat was gone. And
no, but if I were Dalton, I would have had a handkerchief in my pocket.
Yeah,
that's what they're actually there for, right? Like, sweat and snot.
But she addresses them and finally puts a rose on Dalton. Aaron says he's okay. He doesn't falter. It was unexpected, so he understood him going home. I was like, yes, go, just take your I was sitting there typing in the Black Roses Clubhouse room. I was like, can somebody just change Aaron's ticket to paradise and let's get on with this, please. Please. Jesus.
Well, one thing though that Nick Vial said, I was listening to him. I don't know why I do this to myself, but I don't know. And then, but he did say that they usually allow you to use to gain air miles or whatever program you have. So he did get the miles for traveling to Fiji. So there's that. That's great. That's a lot of miles. That's
a lot of miles. Yeah. Wow.
So that's
wow. That was probably a lot of miles. Oof. Jesus.
Yeah, there and back.
Yeah. Oof, okay.
And then to turn around and go to Mexico. He was racking up miles.
Probably. Where's he from?
Oh, he's from California.
He's in the remember he's part of that San Diego.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They're all hyping him up. Yeah. They're all hyping him up in his post.
Is that her name?
Who?
Eliza? What was her name? The one he's flirting with at Paradise. Is it Eliza?
Yes, I think so. Okay. The one that we were so mad at?
Yes.
I mean, I wasn't mad at her.
I was annoyed with her.
I know a lot of people.
I was mad how she did Rodney. I was mad.
Yeah, well, okay. I won't comment.
No comment. I want to know now. Don't tease us.
So from what I heard, Rodney had a girlfriend before he went on that show.
Oh, Rodney.
Yeah, that he's still seeing. That he's still I think he posted in his story. I think he did a soft launch. He posted in his stories her hand with his the other day, but she ain't on his feed. But I do see her popping up in other people's stories and pictures now more. But he was cloaking her after that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, she still didn't do him that well, but
but Yeah.
Oh, but then remember, what about Justin though? No.
I don't think
no, I can't go easy on her. Nope.
I don't think she handled the situation well. I just wasn't angry at her. I do feel like with Justin though, like I got where he was coming from. Like when he cut her, like because some people were mad at him. Like, oh, he never liked her. I said, no, I think he liked her, but the fact that she would choose Rodney,
she embarrassed him. He's prideful, man.
Yeah, like, and I told you guys that. I was like, his Gemini ass ain't taking her back. Come on.
Taurus. No. Sorry, Taurus. Man, you got some Tauruses that you have to really, really
Lord Jesus. Right now, I think who's a Taurus on Love Island? I think it's like Carmen and Hannah are both Tauruses. And I'm just like
I like Hannah.
Yeah, Hannah fine, but I'm not defending Carmen. Send the scammer home. Yeah. Send the scammer home.
Are hideous. I hate her.
Take credit for her eyebrows.
She's always like,
it's the Luke. It's like what's cool right now is to have like bushy brows, right? Messy bushy brows. Yeah,
it's never cool in my book. Never.
Yeah, it's the Luke.
Okay,
just speaking of, sorry, just quickly though, Love Island. I they're toxic, but I really like Cassie and Johnny and Cassie and Leo. They're so toxic, but like they're hot. They're really hot.
So this is my theory.
That's the toxicity of a Virgo man. That's the toxic Virgo man.
I think they're gonna win.
They might.
And
they had the perfect journey, right? And
right. That's it. They had the journey. And even though he fucked another girl, like I'm just, his tone was better when he
but I couldn't deal with it. Was too much for me, for him to sleep with Johnny on her, then for him to try to mess with Johnny, then for him to say he want her back, then for her and Johnny to be, it was too, I couldn't do it. I had to fast forward through her and Johnny. I couldn't do that. It was too much. It was nasty. That's nasty. It was too much.
Yeah, I mean, it's Love Island. What's the difference between her being like him being with Hannah and then going back to her? Like, how is that any different?
Because you're messing with the person that the one you were with cheated on you with. That's why it's nasty. It's a different level of nasty. I'm sorry. It's a different level.
I don't think that because it's Love Island, but but I think they're going to win, and the reason why I think they're going to win is because Carmen and Kenzo are scammers. We all know this. She even outed herself.
He lost it for them after that heart rate challenge.
Yeah, and then she outed herself. I don't know if you guys caught it. She outed herself that Kenzo hasn't picked up silverware or cooked
in 3 months,
like
whatever.
Yeah. And then Hannah and Marco.
Wait. What do you mean they outed themselves? They were already together?
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then Hannah and Carmen. I mean, there's photographic Hannah, but Hannah and Carmen. Hannah and Marco. I think them voting for Destiny and Imani did not help them whatsoever. Plus, Hannah's been a mean girl in the last few weeks. And so I think it's going to be like a Sam and Jess situation where Cassie and Leo are going to slide in there and win.
I'd rather them win.
I literally would rather them win.
Destiny and what's his name? What is that guy? Kyle?
Mm-hmm. I'm voting for them. I've been voting for them. I don't like anybody else.
But Kyle's voice doesn't fit his look. Something's weird about him. I don't know.
I literally don't care. I like Destiny. I do not like. I'm not voting for Bergie because he's clearly a producer. I don't like Carmen. I don't like. I mean, if Leo's action didn't offend me so much, I probably would vote for Cassie and Leo, but I don't appreciate that the fact that he gets to sleep with another girl and keep it moving, and everybody's like,
I know.
oh,
I don't like
they're
that
so
either.
cute, and they're so
I voted for
cute, and
him.
they're so cute. I don't like it. Anyway, off of Love Island. If
Sorry.
you watch, I'll be chit-chatting about that at 10:15 tonight. So, which I don't want to do because tonight is Pressure Cooker, our big brother. But
I know.
I don't want to have to do 2 episodes.
Team
tomorrow.
no sleep tonight. Team
Yeah.
no sleep.
Bebu says Eliza passing on Justin and Rodney, but likes Aaron. I don't know. It depends because we don't know which order is she, because she was also the person who was kissing John B. So is she with Aaron first or John B first?
John B from Charity. I didn't even see that in the clip.
Yeah. So back to this. Where are we at? Ugh.
After the rose ceremony.
Yes. So she said sending home Aaron was hard. I don't see how. But she's ready to move on to finding out what her family feels about the 2 guys that are left. And she thinks that the decision is going to be hard. So she's looking for any kind of help that her parents and her siblings can help. So we do see her mom, Vicky, her dad, David, and her sister, Mia, are here to help and meet both Joey and Dalton. She is in love with 2 people, she tells them, which Vicky thinks like it literally makes her uncomfortable. She doesn't understand how that's possible, and she can't figure out like how that's even probable.
I mean, I don't think she actually loves 2 people. I think that she has to say these lines because of the show. And I also think that what she was getting from her family was how she can break up with one of them. I think she was looking for ways to drop one, not ways to keep one. You know what I mean? Like, I think that that's what Claire that she was looking for personally.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about her family's date with Joey. And she just tells them like Joey swept her off her feet, and
did he though? Like
that's what I said. Okay, so this is my thing, and I've been saying this for weeks, and then even like watching her and Dalton's clips like after interviews afterwards, I think she gets it now that she was not in love with that kid. So I'm glad, because I was worried that she would really think that she was still like she was in love then, because nothing that he has ever said to me tells me that he is in any way of the things that she says. Like, swept her off her feet, cares for her, sees her. I didn't see that.
I don't. Okay, the problem is I don't know what the life that they're going to have together is going to look like, right? Yeah. I don't see them like. Are they the type of couple that's going to be walking, holding hands, and she's going to hold his arm? Like, I don't even see them. I don't see their connection, their fit, like their puzzle fit. Like, I don't see that with them. I can't picture them like even. Oh, hey babe, I'm picking up something for dinner. Like, you're gonna cook. Like, I just don't see any. I don't see them as a couple. It's very, very strange. And I think it's because they only talk about their connection and they don't talk about their relationship.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. And that's what I kept saying. I was like, this is so immature. This is like high school. I love you. I love you. I love you too. I feel so good with you.
Yeah, good when I'm around you. Yeah, you make me feel like a better person.
Yes, that's exactly it. And when I listened to Joey, everything that Joey was saying was, she makes me want to be a better person. She makes me feel like I can be a better person. How does that mean that he sees her? What about her do you like?
Yeah, seriously, I want
that's about you. That's about her uplifting you. That's how she's making you feel. What about that is charity?
Absolutely. Like, because you could insert anybody to make you feel that way, for sure.
Exactly.
And another thing too, since we're talking about this date or this, meeting the family,
yeah,
I feel that Okay, so I don't know if she do you know if she's dated a lot of people out of race?
Mm-hmm.
Like
I feel like she has.
She did. Her last boyfriend, she said,
was white or something, something else.
Yes.
Because what it seemed to me was that she was trying to mask or hide, like be like, he's white, but like he's awesome. Like I felt like she was trying to hype him up and like really like sell him to her family. I felt like she's just like, you know, and it could be because just to be like, you know, he's white, but he's amazing. Like he's so cool. Like he makes me feel so like, and I think that that's where her level of excitement and glowing. And I think she was just really trying to make sure that they approved of him. And so she was kind of going overboard with like how much she was endorsing him. That was my take on why she was so full of life.
Hype. Yes.
Yeah.
And then it almost felt like it backfired on her. Because
that's what I'm saying.
They liked him so much, and then when Dalton came, they didn't have the same reaction, and
she was
like,
normal.
Wait a minute, what's going on, Mama?
You're literally talking about an immature love and a mature love. An immature love, yes, of course she's gonna be glowing because everything is exciting and new and bright, and there's nothing scary because y'all are just there and you're just living in the moment, and it's immature. It could go at any time. It could dissipate at any time. Whereas with her and Dalton, it's like, okay, I really want him to meet him. So it's making me nervous. I really want the future to work out. I loved his family. I want my family to love him. Like all these things are going through your head, and he's reassuring you. You're reassuring him. You're worried about feelings. You're worried about feelings.
And another thing that I was also thinking, and I know everyone's going to be like, race, it's not about race. It's like, well, do you know what? It is a little bit when it's like a one white man going into a black family. And it just took me back to when Cameron was with Lauren's father. And he's like, have you ever been at a black event and be the only white person there?
Right.
And he was saying yes because he has dated other white women or black women before. But Joey has not had that experience.
No.
And I cannot picture him in that experience.
Exactly.
Being comfortable and being, you know what I mean? So I was disappointed with how the family was observing both of these relationships.
I was very disappointed. Disappointed. Like even like in where I was and we were discussing it, they were asking me why I was upset because I was very upset at how they treated Dalton.
Me too. The mama, it was really Vicky. It was really Vicky. Because I think
it was all of them. I did not like. Well, we really didn't get much from her father, but I really did not like how they were treating him. Like the verbiage they were using for him. That I was like, that is not him. That's literally not him. And so,
and the sister was like, oh, he says he'll make sacrifices for you because he's basically telling like, you know, with my career, I was going to do this and I was going to do that, but she's worth it. I'll sacrifice, I'll change course, I'll move, you know. And then they were making it seem like, oh, well, he says he'll do this and he says he'll do. Well, what did Joey say? Did he say he was leaving Hawaii?
And that's what I said. That's what I said. I said, I don't feel like, based on what we saw, they asked Joey the hard questions. As a white guy, your daughter has already dated a white guy who made her feel uncomfortable in her being black and entering his family, that they didn't ask him the hard questions. So somebody said to me, well, what if they edited that out? And they asked him those questions.
I don't think they could have asked those questions.
I don't think they asked those questions either. But I said, she's like, just to play devil's advocate. And I said, if they asked those questions, I'm sorry. He has already answered those questions to us, the audience, and I felt like his answers were inadequate. So if she as a mother heard those answers and still thought that Joey was the better pick,
I just
didn't get it.
Dalton's a damn doctor. Dalton's a doctor. Dalton's a doctor. Dalton's a doctor,
not a tennis instructor, a doctor. And even in the audience, I felt like even afterwards, Dalton's mom is so excited. Yeah. And Vicky's still over there like, and I'm like,
I mean, which could totally be her personality. She doesn't seem like she gets
she was happy to see Joey. like when she brought him in, and maybe she was putting on some airs because it was a white man in her space, but like I did feel like she was excited to see Joey, and she was open, and she was like she was receptive to him,
inviting,
and it immediately though when Dotun came in, he couldn't say anything right,
and he even knew he told her afterwards, he's like, I don't know, I don't think I got your mother very much, and and I feel like they were very unfair to him. They were over analyzing him, and I did not feel like they were fair to him. That being said, the family meeting that they had, where Charity went at them and was like, you have to tell me who you think I should choose. I am very, like, I was on her mother's side with not telling her, because I was like to people.
I agree with that too.
I was like to people, oh my God, we might get a Jason Mesnick situation here. And I did not want that. And if you have not watched it, or you didn't watch it, you don't remember, Jason Mesnick took his final two to see his family, Molly and Melissa. And his family did not like Molly. They did not like Molly because she was a career woman. She had been focused on her career. She was a little older. He already had a son. They were worried that she would just be too career focused and not ready to start a family. And they were very vocal about it. They were very vocal about their choice. They were very vocal about who they thought he should choose. They told him to choose Melissa. He then decided to take that into his decision making, chose Melissa, almost threw himself over a balcony when he had to let Molly go. And for me, just the same way I thought it was always Brian in Rachel's season, for me, it was always Molly up to that point. I never thought it was supposed to be Melissa. And so when he almost flung himself off the balcony, I was like, yo, this is bad. Why is he listening to his parents? What the heck is going on?
Well, I think though, like what I took from this, and I totally agree. Like I was like, I understood her not wanting to say it. Like you have to make your own decision on your own. I don't want to be influencing in this way.
Yes.
But I think what she was really wanting is if there was a glaring red flag that she wasn't seeing, because she didn't understand why they didn't like Dotun.
Yeah.
That's what I think she wanted to hear, is like,
what?
Like Dotun is who I'm picking here, and you can't stand him. What am I missing? And they're just like, well, you have to make your own decision. I'm like, but I have made my decision, and you're scaring me. That like the fact that like you hate the guy that I'm in love with. Like, what is going on? So that's what I felt, was that she was really asking for, is to understand why they didn't like him.
And I think the sister picked up on it, because she tried to start backpedaling and was like, "No, he's great. No. That's who you. He's great. I didn't say that. I didn't say anything. I like them both." The sister was like trying to backpedal because Charity was like in tears, and the sister was like, "Uh-oh."
Maybe they assumed that she was going to pick Joey, and like they were.
I think the sister was like, "Wait a minute. She's saying she in love with two of them, but no, I got it. I got what's going on. Let me back it up." The mama was like, "No. It's you, Charity. It's you. It's you. You have to decide. I'm not going to tell you. Then you're going to blame me. And
she would have. And the thing is, though, I also, I had to bring up, remember, Charity is the baby.
Right.
She is the youngest in the family. And this felt like that. This felt like she's used to everybody coming together to make the decision for her, so that she can be like, see, I got y'all. I didn't make the decision. Y'all did, so I fucked it up. It's y'all fault.
Well, but I really do think, though, that if her family wasn't so anti-Dotun, seemingly, I don't think that she would have been pressing so hard for them just to give her some more information. Because I think she was feeling like there was something that she, like in their conversation, that would be a deal breaker that she's not seeing. And I think that that's what she was afraid of for the most part.
Yeah.
Right.
But there wasn't. Again, they were just putting perceptions on him. Like,
I was really mad. I was like, I didn't like the family at this point.
That her mother used, and I was like, that is literally the opposite of Dotun. Like,
I know.
I two adjectives she used for him, and I was like, That's not Dalton. Like Xavier, maybe Aaron. Like those, I could see her using those adjectives.
I wonder if I'm just thinking out loud, but he is a doctor. I wonder if maybe his level of esteem and like pedigree, if that was something that they were feeling as though there was like snobbery kind of going on, and maybe they were feeling inadequate next to him or something like that, and they wanted to bring him down a notch.
That's possible.
Because like it just, I would be so like, my daughter's marrying a doctor.
I tried to say his answers were calculated, but I just thought he was just trying to go in. He's a Virgo, and he was just trying to go in and state the facts. I'm prepared to take care of your daughter. This is what I do. This is how I go about it. Yeah. I'm willing to sacrifice. We can do this, that, and the third, because it's about details. It's about letting you know. And the mama was just like,
it's like all the things that made him right for Charity was making it wrong for this conversation, because he is always been able to verbalize to Charity exactly what he's looking for, what he wants from her, where they are at, how it makes him feel, how he hopes he makes her feel. And it's like those were the words that they were using against him.
Yeah, it's like, I take this seriously. It's like Joey's over there just grinning and and they're just like loving it. But Don is like, no, I take what you're asking me serious. I'm going to tell you seriously because I've been thinking about this. I'm in love with your daughter. I've been sitting in my room contemplating while she on other dates, like planning my life with her. Like, this is what it is, Yeah. I was so disappointed. And the daddy, I'm like, is the daddy going to say anything?
I know. I was so upset. I was so disappointed. It was the most frustrating thing I've probably ever said. And I was like, oh my God, do not tell me that this is going to influence her decision, because to me, this has been the Dalton Charity love story since the beginning. And I because remember, he wasn't my choice. We all said we didn't think he would make it out the first rose ceremony. And so just seeing him, I was like, oh no, this is like, they actually gave us a love story, because literally this is the Charity and Dalton love story. Like, that's what I got from this. And so I was like, okay, so they're just messing with us, right? Like, this is just a mess. Like, they just had to throw this in here because this is upsetting. Like, literally, I was upset.
Well, so, I'm just like watching the scene back a little bit right now. Yeah. And like they had a wall up when he walked in.
Yes, they had a wall up when he walked in.
Just kind of like,
yes. No way that he can be better than Joey. Joey will fit right into our family. And I was like, how?
Not really.
How?
Not really.
That's why I was upset. I was like, there's no way I said, they didn't show it to us on screen. There is no way they asked him the correct questions, and you still think that he would fit into your family.
Right.
Dabu says, I think tough questions for Dalton is editing. Also, do that to the winners. Nate, Jordan, Jed, runner up must be sympathetic figure. So Bastard Nation could get behind him as Bachelor. Which somebody did say they feel like Joey is Brandon. And I agree. And I didn't like Brandon then either. And that, like, with Brandon, I really feel like he was love bombing Michelle a lot. Like a lot. But
Joey wasn't even doing that.
That's what I'm saying. It's not even that. It's just, that both felt like immature, not processed, not with it love, like, at all. And so, yeah, no, I agree. Like, I said, okay, if they edited it out, I just still don't understand how you as a family was like, oh yes, his answer, like, because even to me, I don't see race.
Sorry, I'm trying to queue up to find those two adjectives. Wait, Joey said I don't see race?
He said that. He said people try to say they don't see race, but that can't. I thought he came in and said, people say they don't see race, but that's not true or something. I thought that's what he said. Like, he tried to.
If you don't see race, you don't see me. So that's not the answer. I see no color is the absolute wrong answer.
Yeah. Like, I feel like he was trying to like clean it up. And
when was this? When was this? When did he say this?
These are like, this is when he was having the conversation, because they were like, Vicky and Mia was like, oh, he could answer the hard questions, and I thought it was just me.
But he brought it up.
He
only brought that up because Charity had grilled him on it on their date, so he knew that was that was going to come up. So he was like, let me beat them to the punch. So he brought it up and then tried to say something clever about it. And they were like, oh, he's ate it up. Hard questions. And I was like, man.
What hard questions? I didn't hear it. They ate it up. They ate it up. It was annoying.
I'm not impressed.
Not impressed.
It's maybe the producers told them like, hey, you got to really like Joey. Please play this up a bit. Maybe. But like, I mean, I guess because I've never been on the Joey train at all, and I was just like, when is this guy gonna go? And like, I know that he's like a 5'11", like 6 feet tall, but like how small he looks next to Dotun. I was like,
yes.
I can't. No, it's just not. No.
Yes.
Like, he just looks like a little boy.
Little boy. I was not pleased by either conversation personally. Like that was the problem for me. It was like, I didn't like the conversation with Joey. I didn't think we got enough. And then with the conversation with Dante, I was like, oh, y'all are overdoing this. The man just didn't even walk in the door yet, and y'all are overdoing. I just don't see how he could fit in our family. Like, he didn't even open his mouth. Can you let him open his mouth?
Thank you.
Like, I don't know if it's that because they've seen past winners, like they saw Nate, and they just like you understand, like when you watch the show and you see how they do those types of people, and it's like, did you find the two adjectives?
I'm trying. Well, is it when she's speaking to her mom?
Yes.
On the couch, or
no, it's an ITM. It's an ITM that like in between where she's saying
that Charity says, or the mom.
The mom says.
Okay, I'm still looking.
Yeah, that like, it's something. It wasn't like swagger. It was another word, and I was like, Dante.
I thought she said his answers were calculated. I don't know. I think she said rehearsed. I don't know. I felt like she was trying to say something about like he prepared his answers or something. I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was weird. So listen. That was a crap show, and her mother basically tells her, listen, if you can't figure out who you're in love with, then you can't make this decision. And I appreciate that. At least I was like, that was the right words, that was the right thing to say, and she absolutely should have said that to her, and that is literally what she should have done. So I was very happy for that. It's like, whoo, we're not gonna get a Jason message. We got out of that one because I was worried. Right. So we do get their last and final dates, and Joey was up first for his final dates, and she says Joey will prioritize me, and I'm like, where are we getting this?
He don't have nothing else to do. Y'all isolated in this situation. So how do you know that he will prioritize you? You have
his swag kind of thing is familiar.
Yes.
That's what she says. So he said he's genuine and he's
black. Is it familiar because he's black?
I guess.
I don't know.
Tall and black.
And I was like,
because I wonder when the last time she dated a doctor. So what is it that is familiar? So just wondering.
I was like, because that's not something that Charity has ever said, like that. Oh, Danton's behaviors are
right. Never. She said it about Xavier, but she never said it about him.
Nothing about nothing about him being in any way familiar in his mannerisms.
Yeah, she was saying that he was familiar, and nothing being familiar is easy, and so I think it's blackness.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's what it came down to. Unfortunately,
when was the last time your daughter dated a doctor or African? Yeah, it's the blackness. I don't even think, like, I don't know. I just didn't get it.
I feel like that's what it was. It was like, so a lot of times we are harder on our
Oh, people.
own people, and we see it even with Love Island. Like, listen, these people got KK and Keenan all up out of there because they were just like, and he didn't even sleep with somebody, but Leo, they're sitting there still shipping him because he apologized and gave her breakfast.
I
Like,
mean,
When they got Keenan out, KK left her
Keenan needed someone to smack him.
I'm not saying Keenan was wrong. What I'm saying is he
Right.
didn't do things as bad.
And
But
Keenan
again,
wouldn't humble
his
himself.
tone,
He would
his
not
tone,
humble
just because
himself.
Leo's tone, Leo a lot of the times was saying the same thing as Keenan, but his tone was better. Do you understand what I'm saying?
My mom has always told me, it's not about what you say, it's your tone, Chantel. She's like, it's your tone. Your tone is what gets you in trouble with people. It's your tone. I'm like, I know all about tone, okay? Like, fix your tone, Keenan.
So that's what it is. It's like, it's not even what he did that got him out of there. It's his tone. Like, all the
his
stuff that
tone
he
is
did and the way he did
really
it.
disrespectful.
He shot too much.
But I still feel like Keenan would still be lying. I ain't even that video ain't even show you nothing different than what I done told you. I told you that. I
But
told
Leo
you
was
that.
doing the same thing. He was going between the two of them, telling her that I didn't do this and I didn't do that. So again,
what about like wiping the tear off of Johnny's cheek? Like, that was no tone. So that was tone deaf, maybe.
He's been doing that since the beginning of the villa. But I'm just saying, we are harder on our own. And I keep saying this. You can't come on these shows as a black man, and especially as not as a black woman, and play these games and play these games, because you are going to get not only browbeaten, like right now. Do you know how much hate Xavier is getting?
Xavier?
If
with
you
the
go in
knitted rose? Like knitted rose Xavier?
Yes. You know how much hate he is getting? Go on Twitter. Go on Instagram. Hate, literal hate.
Why? Because he cheated on his girl. I mean, what is it? Because he told her later
because
on.
He cheated on the girl and didn't and waited till the last minute to tell Charity, and because he in their head he insinuated he had to sleep with Charity in order to.
I mean, I never heard that. I can understand kind of how people thought
but
that.
He did say he got to see more, and I didn't understand what that meant. I didn't
He
understand.
said it was he wanted the time to have those conversations.
Well, it's also they've been doing this for a month, right? I think see more means like, I think I need to know you a little bit more before I propose to you.
Because he had probably the least amount of time of the three that was left, right? He got the last like one-on-one dates. I think Dunton got 2. And so like I can understand.
I felt it was something weird, and Charity also felt that it was something weird. That's why she said that. She was like, "Why do you?" He thinks he needs to come back to my room. So she inferred that, said it out loud. So maybe that's why they then inferred that, and that's how it got legs and moved. But he wasn't gonna get there, so he needed to go. He wasn't gonna get there.
He wasn't gonna get there. I think that
why
was the point.
send him hate?
I mean,
and he knew he wasn't going to get there.
I don't have
the time to answer my freaking emails.
He also knew he wasn't going to get there. So why you need to go back to the room? So I understand why they're seeing that. I don't believe in all this hate. People get so carried away because it's an internet troll. You can get to hide your face and you just. I don't believe in all of that, but I get what they're saying, because he also knew he wasn't going to get there. So why do you need to go to the room? You're trying to go to the room.
It's also like the no camera things. Like maybe he wanted to be more honest and like, you know what I mean? Like
have the conversation.
He didn't want to necessarily have this conversation about like cheating on national television. Like maybe he wanted to have that conversation,
more in-depth conversation
behind closed doors.
Which is what he said.
He wasn't going to tell her.
But he did tell her.
Because she made him tell her right then and there, like when he was talking about the cheating, she like, you knew all this time, why you didn't tell me? You knew this was a thing. And then
he was probably waiting to tell her in the room though, when it's like not on camera.
But he told her on camera.
Because she asked him about it. Yeah.
No, he told her about the cheating before. She didn't ask about the cheating. She didn't know that to ask. He told her about that.
I don't know how it came up.
It's something I've been wanting to tell you, but I didn't know how you were going to react. He told her that. Like,
So
she
what is
didn't
it that
know
you're
to
saying that
ask
he
him that.
wasn't going to tell her?
Huh?
What are you saying that he wasn't going to tell her?
I'm saying that he wasn't going to tell her, hey, I think I can get there behind closed doors.
I don't think he was going to tell her that. I think that they were just
we're talking about him discussing the personal information that he was trying to explain to her. Like I think he wanted to have more time behind closed doors to explain his position on what he was telling her about cheating. But again, she was like, I don't like, that is not what I'm here to do. This is not build a man workshop. You could go home.
Right.
I don't need to have those conversations with you in front of the camera or behind the camera, which I can respect. Right. I don't feel like she did anything wrong, but I just don't feel like he should get hate like he's the worst guy on this earth.
Because don't worry, Xavier, I'd still date you.
This is like he's made mistakes in the past. Like I don't feel like that. With black men, they act like there's no room for them to grow at all ever. And you have Peter Weber sitting in the audience of the live show, and they're like, oh my god, he might be the next Bachelor. Like, anyway, so she says Joey prioritizes her, and then Joey this is the way Joey prioritizes her. He gives her a poem that he got from one of their dates in a frame that the producers bought and framed for him.
Mid.
And reads the poem, and there's no doubt in the world, I love you too, the best he's ever felt in the process, he's going to propose.
Mm-hmm. Next.
I was just like, nah, this ain't it. I'm sorry.
I mean, I remember that I was like, oh, did he not do a grand gesture at their final date? I'm like, oh, right, the poem that somebody else wrote.
Yes.
And more than likely a producer framed for him is like, here, give this to her.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
I mean, maybe he knew all along that it wasn't going to be him.
I think so too. Listen, I feel like by the time the proposal happened, he was not sad. This is why I don't feel like I felt anything. By the time we got into the audience, he was excited to be the Bachelor. I don't know.
Hello.
I just don't feel like he was that anyway. So then we do get the whole segment about Paradise, Bachelor in Paradise, and they're like, Charity's friends, Kat in Brooklyn, y'all are gonna be in Paradise, and I'm like, yay, I don't know who these people are, but I'm sure they're from Zach season, and I'm like, okay,
they're both from Zach season.
And then they showed us all from Paradise starting September 28th. Okay, so moving on. I was like, why are we doing this? Why do we keep doing these segments? And so then Dunton's date comes, and they talk. Just their date had substance. They talk about her family, and she says, I like, how did you feel? And he was like, I felt good. Like, I think I tried to explain to them exactly how I could, I feel about you, but I know I can't put that into words. So I did my best, but I don't think I got your mother though. And he's like, and she's like, yeah, she's like, he's like, but I have something for you. It's a treasure hunt, and he gives her this box, and it's just memorabilia from their entire journey. Entire journey. And sits down. He's like, the last thing, he's like, this is a locket, and it's treasure for you because you are my treasure.
And I cried. Okay.
And it had both of their baby pictures in it. Guys.
And I think she wanted to turn to that man and say, I just want to tell you, I'm yours. I can't tell you right now. I want to tell you so bad.
She did say that in one of her interviews. She said that that's when she knew for sure. She's like, yeah. She's like, there's no doubt. Like, for me, this is my man.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, remember when I said when he brought out that picture, the first date, or like not first date, but like around the beginning, I was like, this is the type of stuff that you do to have a full story here, like to bring it all back, to have this now on their anniversary. Like, it's just going to be something that they're building on with their whole relationship. Right. And like, then their kids are ones are going to do the same thing. And you know what I mean? It's like they started a tradition. They started they started their family.
You know what I mean? It's just substance.
Hello. And every time she has a baby, he gonna get her another locket. They got room for 3 pictures.
That's so sweet.
Pictures, 5 pictures.
So Jesse is back. He says the next thing that happens is absolutely devastating. And I was like, okay. And he's like, Charity's decision is next. And she says again, I'm in love with 2 different men.
I think she just had to say that. But.
I know. And she's like, I don't know what she said about Joey. She said, but with Danton, it's effortless, and I'm the only girl in the world. I was like, see, that's what I've been seeing. I'm glad you see that. So pick him. And so Danton picks a ring. Joey picks a ring. Both get ready to get down on one knee. And Jessie meets her at the car, and she's in tears. She never thought that this would come, like it would come to this, like it's finally here. But she knows it's going to be hard, but then love and happiness is on the other side. And we do see Joey getting ready in Breakup Blue. And so first out of the limos is Joey.
And the audience is like,
and the audience is, I was like,
wow!
I think the audience, Bachelor Nation, the people that are super fans of Joey, like, I think that they're, I don't know, they have like a veil of like falseness, like delusion, something. Because I'm like, he's not a catch. Like, he's not that great.
Nope.
His season's not going to be that good. Like,
so many people are disappointed that it's not
John
B. So many people are disappointed that it's not John B.
I liked him. I would have preferred him very much.
Like, I'm excited to watch his journey in paradise. And like, if he doesn't find something, I'm kind of hoping maybe he will be a future bachelor, like Nick, maybe. But I hope he finds love. Actually, I hope, like, I can't remember. It's John. What's John? I have to find out what John's sign is. If he's another Virgo. But I'm hoping that he finds love in paradise, and if it's with a Black woman, great. But it's kind of like, ugh. Like, we could have been a proper nation, guys. The audience gasped. I did not. I was happy. And she says a lot of things, and he's sitting there just staring at her. Listen, in the car, he looked very comfortable.
John's a Libra.
I think he knew.
He's a Libra, John,
okay.
So not good with Charity anyways.
Not good with Charity, not good with Eliza either. She's a Taurus.
But it could be the whole Venus. Sometimes that works a little bit.
Maybe. But she says, I found a love deeper with somebody else.
Good. Thank you.
Period. And
he wasn't
she
upset.
does say she's in love with him, and I was like, stop saying that. Please stop saying that.
You're gonna regret it.
And she's just like, I want your happiness. And he says, I want your happiness. And I didn't feel like he was heartbroken, guys, but everybody else did. I don't know. So he does come in studio. It was a hard breakup. He hasn't spoken to Charity. And people were shocked about this. people are so shocked that he hadn't reached out to Charity, and I was like, I don't. What relationship are you people watching?
She with another man. She engaged. She chose somebody else. Why would I be reaching out to her?
I'd be like, I'll probably never see you again until after Final Rose, and then I'll probably never see you again.
And he does.
Do you think they did the deed in the fantasy suite?
I don't know.
I think her and Dalton did.
Oh.
They said it was extremely emotional. I don't remember it being like that.
Not for me.
And so then they whisk him off the stage, thank God. And then they're like, the end to the fairy tale is next. Dalton is her person. Love is grown and strengthened times a million. She's like, you it's love you can't place or pinpoint, and the future just brings so much happiness when you think about it. And Dante says he can't believe where they have come to, and they are just crying. Mm-hmm. You could tell he was so nervous. Yeah, he was so nervous, and he's like, okay, give me a hug. And then it's like, so much we experience. He will spend the rest of his life showing her he would not change a thing about her. Like, I tried to write down as much of the stuff that he said, because like his words were just so amazing. I've never heard anybody say like, and I loved Michelle and Nate's love story, but this surpasses that.
Yes, it did.
Like,
after it,
mature.
What did I say to my mom? I'm like, I cried for the Bachelorette ending. Yes. Whoa. Yes. That's what I messaged my mom.
She can get beautiful. The world.
It was beautiful.
She's what I really liked about it. She got a man that respects her.
Well, what I really liked about it is that it evoked emotion from me, right?
Yeah.
That means that there was, at least from him, there was real love, that real adoration.
Yeah.
And the reason why I didn't feel anything from Joey is that he didn't say anything that I felt was emotionally driven. I didn't feel like he was like, I never dreamt of anybody better. Like, I didn't feel any of these poetic vibes emoting from him. I don't think he was there.
No.
And so that's why I was just so all into what Dalton was saying, because it was hard for him to say. That he was nervous to say it, and that it just felt so good for her to hear it.
Yeah.
She's probably never had anybody say that to her so clearly with their full chest, like
she said I believe in love again, to be valued and to be seen. Like, she sees a forever future with him, no doubts, does not question it,
none whatsoever. No
they just let out a sigh of relief. Like, he says, you inspire me. And it's like with Joey, it was like, she inspires me, that's it. But this is after he says,
I inspire a lot of people.
Yes. I'm so happy to have you. I'm so happy to have
him to be a better man.
How?
Oh my God. It was the most beautiful proposal. I bawled. I was like, we just watched the love story.
Good one.
It literally was the love story. And somebody has on YouTube all their scenes. And I watched it, and it's like, you just see the love journey. You just see it. You just was a love story, guys. It was beautiful. So Jesse's back, sits down with the newest happy couple. And they're just enjoying each other's company. We got another Gary segment. Why?
Who?
Didn't we get a whole thing? Golden Bachelor.
Oh,
Golden Bachelor.
I don't know if we're gonna get used to his name being Gary spelled Jerry.
Oh,
It's not clicking.
yes.
It's just not clicking. Like hopefully, but I'm just like, who? I'm like, Gary. Not Jerry.
They're enjoying each other's company. They'll get married sooner rather than later. And he's like, oh, well, you said he is the father of your children or something, your baby daddy. And she's like,
Yes.
there are absolutely no babies yet. And he said that, he gives them due things, because we're like, all right, so they ain't giving them a house, money for a house, because they already did
like
that.
Michelle and Nate.
Yeah. But they do give them a trip to Greece for pre-honeymoon.
Yeah.
And then they introduced Joey as the Bachelor. Felt nothing, absolutely nothing.
They say Charity's going to be on the Dancing with the Stars. Dalton tells her.
Yeah, and then Dalton tells her that she's going to be on Dancing with the Stars.
One thing I wanted to say though, just before we get to, I guess, the end where the girl gets chosen. Did you feel like, I thought when I saw, their final date, when he was bringing out the locket and all that stuff, and then even the proposal, that like the mom would have warmed up a little bit, but in my opinion, I felt that she was still not happy with her choosing Dalton.
She seemed shocked.
I felt that I just didn't see anybody that was watching that proposal that has watched the whole season wouldn't be bawling. Like, everybody in the audience was crying, boo-hoo, crying. And the mom was just like,
no emotion.
Not feeling it at all. And what's going on? Is she just...
No. And Dalton's mom is all like, yay! And
Dalton's mom loves Charity,
and
though.
She's like trying to tap Nikki.
Apparently that's how she got outed. So did you hear about that? That's how she got outed, that Dalton was her pick? Because the mom's bracelets, remember those red bracelets and stuff that she had given her, that she apparently wore them in some pictures.
Charity?
Charity, and she posted them on Instagram. She had to delete them because people realized that she had picked Dalton, because why would you be wearing them?
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. But yeah, Dabu says that Golden
Vicky better be careful, because I can't remember Dalton's mama's name, but she loved her future daughter-in-law, and Vicky gonna keep on, and Charity gonna be calling his mama first before she called her mama, because his mama's gonna be the one that's super supportive and nice and
it's going to be like, at least in the next few months, they're probably going to end up closer to his family, because they live in California. Because he is actually a person from California. He lives in New York because that's where his business is, but he was from California. And he is moving to California when she's doing Dancing with the Stars. So we keep getting this the Dancing with the Stars chorus, they're going to break up. Listen, Matt and Rachel went through the entire Dancing with the Stars thing, and they're still together. I don't understand. Like, it is what it is. Like, if you do it properly, I don't see how. Like,
if I was on Dancing with the Stars with my new fiance, it would not break us up at all.
No, exactly.
Like, this man is gonna be doing research and working while she's practicing. He got a job.
And then you just show up at the live shows. Who cares?
And they already said multiple times they're not doing long distance. He is moving to California to do Dancing with the Stars with her. And he's moving his business, and I'm sure he could probably do a lot of his practice remotely. And so he's coming to California, and then they're going to decide where to move. And she said, after that, we might move to New York. We might, I don't mind. We can move. I love New York. So she's willing to move to where his business is. So they've already had these discussions. They said that they're in therapy, but his family lives in California, which means they already have like a home that they could go rest in when they need to meal. His granny is there, gonna be cooking him meals. Like, mama better get on board, or you're going to be left behind. It's going to be harder, because they're going to be there potentially for months, and then they're not even coming back to Georgia where you guys are to build that relationship and bond. They might go to New York, and they've already built those relationships and bonds with his family in California.
Exactly. And
she's
and
gonna
his
be
mama gonna be
resentful.
planning that Nigerian wedding.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So those are the dynamics that happens in families. You have to really, really, really be careful, because alienating your child, like whether you like the partner or not, alienating your child is not it.
And I've seen a lot worse fiancés coming into the room that he does not deserve to have this cold shoulder at all.
Right.
No. And they did say in interviews that I watched that their first wedding probably be in the Nigerian wedding, and then but they're in no rush. They're in therapy. They're making sure that their relationship is strong, because they've talked to other people and they know like what they need to do, and to make sure that they last, and that they're going to probably do Dancing with the Stars, and then they'll take their trip to Greece afterwards to decompress. So I feel like they have it pretty much kind of planned out in their head. So it's not like they're going
Virgo and Capricorn, they're gonna be on time and checklisted.
And even like one of the interviews, I think it was Extra, and the person, I forget, Billy Bush was there. He was like, "Oh, Danton, she says you're going to be in charge with the napkins." And Danton's like, "What? Where do everybody see when they're on the walk into the room on the table? The napkins. So I'm going to make sure they're perfect." And he's like, "Oh my God, I love him." And she's like, he's the most just like with it guy, like he just goes with the flow. She's like, our conversation, they said they feel like they are even more in love than they were on proposal day, which to them is even crazier. But there's just things that have evolved that make them even more in love with each other, and I love that. I absolutely love that, because that's the way it should be.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Yeah, that's it. So if you haven't seen those interviews, there's little short clips on YouTube. I think some of them have been posted on Yahoo, in Instagram.
They're gonna last forever.
They're lasting forever, Debbie. Bye.
Over or under? Over.
Yes. No. They listen. Listen. I don't think she's giving him up, and I don't think he's giving her up. He said, if you listen to the words that I'm telling you right now, I've watched a lot of Bachelor couples. If you listen to the words that he has said about her, he's like he's just shocked that he still has her. Because he's like, I literally went into that day thinking she wasn't mine. Like she was someone else's, and that I would be heartbroken and I would have to live with that. But for me, she's my person. And she will always be my person. I'm going to spend the rest of my life making sure that she understands that.
So sweet.
Where's my Dotton?
Right?
Dotton.
Exactly. It's like, God, it's me again.
And listen, he's 30. He's African. Like, it's just a different mindset, in my opinion, than a lot of.
Joey, like 24?
Yes.
He's a child to me. Sorry. He's just like, when I was 24, I had just moved to Montreal. I was like a party. Like,
yeah. Even Hannah Brown interviewed her, and Hannah Brown was saying the same thing. She's like, I watch shows now that I have like a different perspective of being the Bachelorette. And she's like, I'm telling you right now, like, even for me, I knew Joey wasn't the one. She's like, I knew Danton was the one. She's like, and it's not anything that he did, but just the words. Like, if you pay attention to, I said, thank you, Hannah. I said, thank you.
Got me siding with Hannah Brown.
Exactly. She's like, if you pay attention to the words Danton uses, I was like, exactly. But all these people about to be snowed by Joey the Bachelor, so I don't know. Give luck to them.
I mean, what is the caliber of women that are excited for this Bachelor pick?
I don't know. I mean, they're
so bland.
It's so bland to me too. I don't know. I'm not inside it. I won't be watching probably, unless there's a like really good. Listen. This is what I said. I don't think there's going to be a black woman in his top 4.
No. Mr. I'm about to go be engaged to a black woman.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure. You're probably just like, please don't pick me. I don't want to have to commit to this.
There might be a person of color. There might be a
maybe a mix. She might have maybe a mixed race woman.
Or mixed racial. I do not think there will be a monoracial black woman in his top 4. And these people will be just fine with it. They're not even gonna decide, oh, that's who he wants. It's fine. He's Joey. Dabu says, I'm under, been too long since a couple has lasted. Paradise couples is where it's at. Paradise couples? The people right now are sitting there crying because they think that Michael and what's her name broke up. And I'm just like, okay.
That's another couple that I'm like, Michael? Taurus, Michael, and Danielle?
The dad?
Yes.
They did break up.
No announcement, but they insisted that
it came out in the article that they broke up. I thought I read somewhere that they broke up.
I think I read the beginning of the same article, but I don't think it was conclusive.
No, because there's been no announcement.
Because like, are they saying the same thing about Zach? Zach and what's her name?
Who's Zach? Oh, Katie.
Zach and Katie, but like he's like, they're like, oh, she had to work. That's why she wasn't in the audience. But,
yeah, they were saying the same thing about Greg and Victoria, and they just posted that they're still together.
Really? But I don't think that Danielle and Michael will work personally. That's a Taurus Libra combo. So.
Yeah, I never thought that they would work either. But
I mean, it's probably because I can't stand Michael. But anyways,
yeah.
Well,
so
I'm happy about this season. In the end, I mean, there's a lot of hiccups along the way, a lot of people that I didn't care for, but I'm really, really happy that she ended up with somebody that I really think loves her, values her, appreciates her, and is just going to do right by her. And I think I'm really happy that she got a happy ending, because like I was worried for her, like being another black woman on this franchise, like who's seemingly allowing the producers to kind of do whatever they want, that she was still able to hold her ground and get the love story that she deserves. So I'm proud of Charity and her season. I'm proud that she's got her prince by her side, and she got Dancing with the Stars. She got her trip to Greece. Like she's pretty much, it seems like she's got it all right now. And so
I think this is the first time in a very long time that I've watched the season and I came out feeling like, oh my God, I watched the love story. I watched the love story. I'm happy. I'm happy. Like I'm happy with how it like the journey went through. Even though there were parts that pissed me off, I'm overall happy with this season and that we got to see a love story with two.
I agree. So happy for both of them.
Yeah.
So happy.
So
Dabu's here saying that Joey has zero swag.
I'm trying to pull it up.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. And they're going to go crazy, and that's why I don't want to watch it.
I don't like, it's something that I so want in a person, is just have a little bit of swag, you know?
Yeah.
Like
but that's why I was excited. So this is my thing. Even Charity said the person she would have rather be the Bachelor was John B. Because she said he has that right amount of swag, but also genuineness.
Exactly.
Like
but that audience doesn't care.
They don't.
Like, but they're just like I just don't see what he brings. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't see it.
I don't either.
It's just, he's so bland to me.
I don't either.
I'm probably gonna watch like in and out, like not consistent, but like. Probably.
I won't watch it on the day.
At it every now and then.
I'll tape it, and if I have nothing to watch, I'll watch it during the like.
Yeah, that's true. Like scripted shows ain't coming back for a while.
Right, exactly.
But we do have Golden Bachelor, Bachelor in Paradise coming up we got a month off, guys. So we will hopefully be back to cover that. We've still got to figure that part out. And then what else is coming up? Love Island Games is coming.
Right?
I'm trying to figure out how that's actually going to be staged. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, I actually put an announcement out on Threads. I actually put an announcement out on that, so you could read up on that. And I think that's the only thing I can think of that's coming. Big Brother is going to be into November, and I'm covering that. So, so are you, Chantel. Anything you have to
I'm actually not covering it on my channel, but I am doing like live feed updates and round tables on Robinson Podcast. I will be doing the live feed update on Saturday this week, and probably another one next week sometime. So that's kind of what I'm doing with a really, really fun season so far of Big Brother. I will be going on to Nerdtainment right after this, at about 9, where we're going to watch the episode together and kind of chat in between the commercial breaks. And then I will watch the challenge, and I'll go live at 11:15 to do a recap with Matthew on this week's episode of the Challenge USA Season 2. So that's kind of all I really have going on right now, is the challenge. On Tuesday, we'll do a wrap up of the Claim to Fame.
Right?
Our finale. We'll be doing that next week, and then it's just going to be all the challenge, and Big Brother. Maybe I'll pull some Big Brother and maybe do some more or something. I don't know. But right now, just Big Brother, Claim to Fame, and the challenge, I think, is all I'm talking about.
Yeah. Like I said, we're doing.
I'll watch. I saw that it started, but say again.
What'd you say?
I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna review the ultimatum.
Oh, do it! Yes, good.
Awesome. Yeah.
If you do it, if you need a guest, I'll watch it and I'll come on. I don't want to cover it myself though, but I'll talk about it.
And so, well, as I was saying, I am covering Big Brother on this channel Wednesday with Janelle. If you Michelle, if you want, we'll be back on Saturday to cover week 3. We're trying to catch up. We've been traveling, and I've been covering Love Island and The Bachelorette. And so we're going to catch up this week, and then I should be 1 or 2 times a week doing Big Brother until Love Island finishes. And that's what I'm doing right now. Love Island hopefully will be done in the next week, I believe. So again, if you so if you have not come watch it, go watch the little recaps I have. I've been doing ones like almost every night, and I'll be back at 10:15 tonight to cover tonight's episode of Love Island USA. And I'm here pretty much almost every night for 10:15 to do it. I'll see about Monday and next week, because I want to watch that live Claim to Fame. I'm so excited.
I know. I'm working though.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
We'll see how we figure it out.
Yeah. So thank you guys for joining us for this Bachelorette recap. It has been a great season. Chantel said it. I think this was just like the right amount of episodes, guys. Like
me too.
8 episodes. I got my love story. I can move on. We get a month off for the next season of whatever they're bringing us. Please keep doing this. I don't need 2-parters and overrunners. No, we don't need it. This was good. This was good. So, and good luck to Charity and Dante. We absolutely love you. Today is Johnson's birthday. Happy birthday, Johnson. They actually
Happy birthday, Virgo!
They actually posted in a story. They are in Vegas celebrating his birthday. A couple days ago, they were with Uche and Clinton from Are You the One, and they did a double date. That was cute. So that's so nice. Follow them both if you're not following them. I love them so far. So thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you next time. Have a good one.
Ciao.
Bye.